Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and another video. If this is your first time here, hello and welcome. My name is Lorrien, and in today's video I'll be showing you guys how I created this look here. I don't know why I just did that, but using the LA Girl Nudie Cutie palette. So I've actually never used any LA Girl eyeshadows before. I think I maybe used their correcting concealer, but I've never ever used eyeshadow before. And when I came across this palette on Instagram, I was like, I have to have that. So I went on Ulta's website and it retailed for $15.99. At the time they had it on sale for $11.19. I don't know if it'll still be for that price by the time this video is up, because I try to edit my videos as fast as I can, but mom life. But anyways, so I also had Ulta points that I used, and I ended up getting this for $2. $2, guys. I mean, look at the mirror that it comes with. This mirror alone is worth more than $2. But you get 16 shades, and they're not like your typical sized eyeshadows. They are actually huge. Like, I don't know how to describe it. They're probably like bigger than a quarter. I don't know, whatever, it doesn't make sense. But basically what I'm trying to say is they're bigger than your like typical eyeshadow palette that you get. I was thoroughly impressed. Stick around to the end because I gather all my thoughts at the end of this video and let you guys know how I feel, how they wear, the pigment, the formula, all that jazz. So yeah, if you're interested in seeing that, then stick around. But if you guys are new to my channel, I would love for you to stick around. So please hit that subscribe button down below and let's get into this video. Okay, so I just went ahead and filled in my brows, and I started by using my Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion just to prime my lids and my brows. And then I used my NYX Lift and Snatch brow pen in the shade Espresso, and then I cleaned them up using the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer in the shade Light Sand. And then I just set all that concealer and everything with the Huda setting powder in the shade Cupcake using my beauty blender, and then just kind of brushed away that extra setting powder. So now we are going to be taking this palette that I'm so excited for. Like I was mentioning, this palette is absolutely stunning. So this is my first time taking this little plastic thing off, and this palette reminds me of the Morphe Cherry Coke one where the names are on this little plastic thing. So if I lose this, I will, oh actually no, take that back. The names are on the back here. So if I lose that, it's okay. So starting out, I'm going to take this top shade here, which is called Cutie, and just on a eyeshadow brush, I'm just going to apply that all over. Even though I set everything, I just kind of want to brighten up because for whatever reason, that concealer kind of looks orangey to me. Now for my transition shade, I'm not sure if I want to take this shade up here, which is called Flower Child, or if I want to take this one here, which is called Romantic. I think I want to mix the two, maybe. Let's mix them. Let's take a little bit of Flower Child, and that one, is that what I said? Yeah, Flower Child and Romantic. And I love this mirror. Like, are you kidding me? So why not? I'm gonna mix them, see what happens. Only thing with mixing, sometimes I worry that my eyes won't match and look the same. So far, it could be my brush because I did just clean it and it's still a little wet. All right, we got a little bit more color then. I kind of had to go in a little bit more aggressively. My skin is so dry at the moment. I'm noticing dry patches. I don't know if it's from that vitamin C I've been using. Shouldn't be, but so far, I don't feel like the pigmentation is really there. I don't know. I'm gonna keep building. Probably it's just one of those palettes that, you know, you gotta build up with it. I mean, I can see the colors for sure. I think I just gotta build with it. Now, I'm just gonna take the shade Romantic, which is like that kind of tan one there. I'm just gonna focus maybe with that one and see how I feel. I think because it's literally the same shade as my skin, that's probably why it's not showing up. Let's go in a little darker. Let's take this shade here, which is Mood. We're gonna take Mood. Okay, this one definitely showing up more. Okay, now that I have my transition shade down, we're gonna go in with a deeper color. So for my outer V, I'm gonna start with this shade down here, which is called Goals. I'm gonna start by building up with this one and then see how I feel, and I might want to darken up because there's another shade that I'm kind of eyeballing that I think I want to play with too. So there it is. I'm just taking like a blending brush because I don't know how. Actually, it's applying nicely. I wasn't sure if I wanted to go in like with one of my denser brushes. So far, my first thought is The shades are beautiful, but they do require some building up. Not all of them, the lighter ones do require some building up. But for the most part, I do feel like they do go on nicely for, I mean, the price of this palette. You can't beat it. So I think I have a good amount of that shade Gold. I'm just gonna keep blending this out, but I do kind of want a darker outer V, so I will be dipping into another shade, but I'm just going to work on blending this for now. I'm just kind of focusing on dragging this shade out a little bit more. Next, I'm going to go in with that darker brown, which is called Down to Earth, which is this one here. And then with that same brush, I'm just going to apply to my outer V. So this one's pretty dark as well. I guess we're going to go for like a sultry brown smoky eye. My kids are supposed to be napping right now. Layla is having a party in her crib. So if you hear any babies in the background, that is what that is. I don't know why she doesn't want to nap today. Maybe she knows because we're going out, so she's like refusing to nap. And then what she's gonna do is nap in the car and fall asleep right when we get to where we're going. So same thing, I'm kind of just dragging this one out. Now I'm just gonna be taking a clean, fluffy blending brush and just blending all that out. I'm not adding any more product, just blending everything with this clean brush. I feel like I have enough product on my eyes here to work with. Now for my lids, I'm going to be taking this e.l.f. Cookies and Cream No Budge eyeshadow stick, and this is in the shade Sweet Cream, and I'm just going to apply this to my lids, kind of like a cut crease type of thing. Okay, now that I have that down, I do just want to smooth it out a bit. Now taking this shade up here, which is called Trending, I'm going to start by applying it to like kind of like the center of my eyelid, working my way in. So I have a pretty good amount on my brush. I'm going to try to maybe apply it without spraying first, since I do have that No Budge shadow stick on my eye, and see how it works. If I feel like I need to go back in and spray, then I will. Just out of curiosity, I just want to see what it will look like if I try to apply it with my finger, but that's just because I'm curious. It seems to be doing fine applying it with the brush. I do feel like maybe the pigment is there just a tiny bit more with my finger, but really not that big of a deal. I just don't like to use my finger because I had lotion on my hands and stuff, so I don't want to transfer any of that oil back onto my face. I do want to try a different sparkle, and I think I'm going to go in with this one here, which is called Rhinestones. So going in with Rhinestones and applying it to my inner like tear duct area. Oh, that's pretty. That one is really pretty. All right, I'm just gonna kind of drag it across. Now for my liner, I'm going to take the black that comes with this palette down here and just kind of do like a smoked out eyeliner effect with this little like smudger brush, and hope that it's a true black. That's always my fear with the blacks that come in eyeshadow palettes, is that they're not normally a true black, but if that's the case, it's okay. I have something else. So I'm just going to start by smudging it into my lash line. Okay, so far I'm impressed. I do want to use a different brush for the wing part though, and I'm just going to be taking my old ass MAC. I don't even, this is I think 233. It's so old, it's like the numbers are worn off, but I believe it's the MAC 233 from when I was like 14. Don't mind that fallout, that was my fault. I went in a little too strong. Now I'm not worried about it looking perfect, because once I clean up, I'll get that like sharp eyeliner effect. So even though this was supposed to be kind of smoked out, but you still want it cleaned up on the bottom. It's more so this top here that gets that smoky effect. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do the same thing on my other eye, and then I'll be right back. So I'm just gonna take a makeup wipe and clean up all this fallout and get that sharp wing I was talking about. And there it is. Let me clean up my other eye, and then I'll be back to finish off my face with you guys. Look at it, it's stunning. I mean, it's giving a little Amy Winehouse-ish, but I feel like once the rest of my face is on, it'll come together. So for my primer, I'm going to be using the Maybelline Master Prime, and I'm just going to use the brush that's normally for my e.l.f. Putty Primer, but I don't feel like touching my face because, like I said, I had applied lotion on my hands earlier, and I just don't want to get any of that oil and lotion onto my face. Now, since I will be having on a mask, I'm going to focus more of that primer along this area here, mouth, nose. For foundation, my favorite Maybelline Fit Me Matte Plus Poreless in the shade 220 Natural Beige. I like to start by just applying it to the back of my hand. I really need to get one of those palettes because honestly I hate applying it to the back of my hand because when my hands are dry they just suck up the foundation, and plus I feel like I overuse when I apply it to the back of my hand. So that'll be on my next like shopping list. I need to get one of those like metal palette things. So just applying with my brush first, and then I will go in with my sponge to blend everything out. Look at that, it's just running everywhere. That's what I'm saying. I always end up using way too much, and then I feel like I need to put it onto my face, and then I ended up putting too much on my face because I hate wasting. But it's winter right now and I'm pretty much a ghost, so I can just keep blending it down my neck and ears and everywhere. Now going in with my sponge to blend everything out. Everything just looks so much better with a sponge. Yes, the sponge does absorb more product, but the look that it gives, especially if you're like going somewhere, definitely worth it. For concealer, I'm just using that same one from earlier. This is the e.l.f. Light Stand. Now I'm just going to set all of that concealer with the same Huda setting powder from earlier. Every time I do my makeup like this now, I always think about all these videos that are going around on TikTok and Instagram with people telling you to stop doing your makeup like you're still in 2016 when it's 2022 and clean girl makeup and blah blah blah. I just feel like some people still need 2016 makeup. I still need some of the 2016 makeup, but I definitely need to like set that concealer because if I don't, it's gonna run into my creases. I'm not 16 anymore. Anyways, moving on, using the Hula Bronzer by Benefit. Yeah, Benefit. I don't know why I drew a blank. This is my OG favorite bronzer. I love it to death. I will never part ways with it. I always buy different bronzers because I like to try different bronzers, but this is like my go-to. This is a look right here. For blush, I'm just going to use my BH palette. I use this like in every video. I know I need to get a like different blush, but I like this blush palette. This is what I'm saying. Why change something if it's not broken? Why fix something if it's not broken? When I run out, I'll switch up my blush, maybe, if this is discontinued or something. Now, I'm not going to do any highlighter because I got enough going on here today, but I just want to clean up that bronzer. For mascara, I'm going to be using the CoverGirl Lash Blast. This is my favorite mascara ever, and I think I want to skip lashes today, only because we're going out and we're going somewhere where we're going to be outside and it's cold and windy as heck. I don't even know if you guys can hear it, but like it's so windy outside and I don't want to be that girl whose lashes like blow off in the wind. Even though those Glamnetic lashes, they hold. They're pretty strong. So for my lower lash line, I think I'm just going to keep it kind of neutral and just go with that shade there that I had used earlier that was in the shade Goals. So I think I'm just going to apply that to my lower lash line. So for the rest of my face, I'm going to be going in with this Charlotte Tilbury setting powder. This is the Airbrush Flawless Finish setting powder in the shade 2 medium. So where I didn't apply setting powder, I'm just going to kind of apply that there and brush away that Huda setting powder at the same time. Now for the rest of my nose contour, we're just going to use the Hula Bronzer. Nose is contoured and setting. And I'm just going to apply some mascara to my lower lash line. Now for my lips, what should we do for my lips? I've really been liking this Maybelline filter. What is it called? Lifter Gloss. I thought it was called filter. Anyways, the Maybelline Lifter Gloss, it has hyaluronic acid in it, so I've really been liking this. I think I'm gonna do Kim K1 and my favorite lip liner at the moment, the NYX New Truffle. Now, I always save this for last to brush out my brows. I'm gonna be using the NYX Brow Mascara in the shade Espresso. I always leave this for last because I always end up like getting powder and stuff in my brows. So I always set them at the very end. Setting spray, Milani. Alright, and here's the final look. What do we think? I know what I think. I really do like this palette. I know it looked like that at some points. I was unsure, but this is why I always say just wait till the end. It's not clickbait or anything, because I feel like once I've had a chance to let all that simmer, I'm like, you know what, it wasn't so bad. It's usually like I did something. Like, for instance, at one point my brush was still wet from me spot cleaning it. So overall, this palette is gorgeous. My ring light is so distracting. I mean, look at that ginormous mirror that you get, first off. The shades are absolutely gorgeous. I cannot wait to play with the rest of those colors. I mean, come on, I paid $2 for it. Like, even if I didn't like it, that mirror alone is worth more than $2. But yeah, guys, I really like this palette. I don't know why I've never picked up more stuff from LA Girl. It's not that like I just didn't want to. I just never paid attention to like their stuff. But now that I know I like this eyeshadow palette, I'm gonna keep an eye out for more LA Girl stuff. I think I do use, yeah, I do use the correcting concealer from them. I totally forgot, but I've never used an eyeshadow. So this was my first time using their eyeshadows, and I do really like it, especially for the price point. Like, if you're just starting out, if you don't really know what you're doing, if you just want to play around in some makeup and you want to go outside your box but don't want to spend a lot of money, that's me. Like, I always want to explore outside my box, but I'm like, I don't want to pay $50 for a palette that I'm probably going to use once. So this is definitely the road to take. I keep looking at it like I'm so obsessed with it. But yeah, guys, that is it for this video. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe on your way out if you haven't already done so. Leave me a comment, let me know what you thought, and give this video a like. And as always, I will see you all on my next one. Bye, everyone.